The Creeper World 4 campaign Farside Expedition may be completed, but there's much more to be done. We're here in the Colonies, where all the fan-made maps are. As you can see, there's over 300 at the time of recording. And the most popular one, see by the thumbs up count here, by a good margin, is The Wave by Sorrontis. And this one provides quite a bit of resistance. Will you ride the wave, or will you simply be engulfed by it? You can see the tags here. Long, hardcore, extreme, extremely long, getting the picture. Sorrontophobia, a reference to some of the particular qualities of the map designer. Awesome and impossible. It's not impossible. It is definitely challenging. And if you're not familiar with Sorrontis, if you weren't around for Creeper World 3, check Field of Glory in the playlist for that. That's a map where the enemy will destroy the ground that your base is built on at times, and including any buildings you might have built on that ground. So that's kind of fun. And Sorrontis definitely enjoys throwing the player for a loop, giving the player extra challenges, causing the player pain. And I'm not saying this as a railing accusation. In the forum thread for this map, somebody mentioned it was really tough and they really got swamped by it the first time. And his response was, glad to hear it. Just the kind of guy he is. I think it's good for the game. It's not in a sadistic way. He just enjoys giving you extra things to deal with. So, we have anti-creeper over here. We've got breeder. We've got resource terrain. This is a thin map in which we're going to be going right to left. And these are some good areas to build on. Nice and flat energy walls. We've got read-on ore. We won't need that much of it. A couple urns to start out with. And then it starts getting a little bit more muddled. We have some flip breeder, so that would be nice to claim. We've got buried urns, but there's also crimson and a stash and, rougher ground. Obviously, we're not going to be building a lot of stuff on here unless we do a bunch of terping. And then we keep on moving over. Okay, we have now crimson breeder. Another buried urn, some blueite, more crimson breeder. Look at this, even more crimson breeder and some more buried urns. You're detecting a pattern here. And then there's a dark tower, so that'll be fun. And then there's this massive pile of creeper. I'll get back to that in a minute. Another dark tower. Then we've got these spore launchers that don't launch for 20 minutes. And I have a feeling Sorrontis did that partly just to let the player know, you know what? You're going to be here a while. I'm not worried about you finishing this map quickly. You're not going to finish it quickly. And these also spawn a lot of eggs. But again, not for a while. The spores we won't care about. And then this emitter, 2,000 every second. That, by itself, is 20 times stronger than any emitter in the campaign. 4 times stronger than all the emitters combined on any of those maps. So that's fun. And then the creeper itself, you look at it, 1,500 deep. Now, that's actually worse than it looks. The overflow value is 2147, so we're most of the way to that, but it gets compressed the higher up it goes. So, like, if you had 750 high creeper, that wouldn't be half this much. That would be a lot less than that. The total volume here is almost 6 million, just shy of it. Almost 6 million creeper. Founders had less than 600k at emitter shutoff. This is 10 times that. So, if you're not concerned by the time you look at all that, then you're either really good or you're insane. So here's my initial build. I've got just a few things ready. I'm laying down a bunch of buildings here so that we can just get this rolling. And it's going to take over 3 minutes. So as this builds out, starting up here, one of the new little tweaks in the patch is that you can preload the urn portal. I have the energy collection one heading that way. It won't actually do anything until you build the urn portal completely, but we will have it ready there ahead of time. So that's a nice little thing. And we're also got one going into one of these miners. The AC, of course, breeding. And I have all the energy walls not blocking the AC, because I want it to get down here to the flip breeder and start multiplying. Building sprayers for that purpose. By the time I would have the energy to build them, it's already going to be down here. And then, trying to transport it later in the volumes that we're talking about, that's just not really going to work. So I'm going to turn some things on here. And with the scale of the battle, we are not speaking here about individual units much at all. We're doing you know, large-scale operations. Groups of units, and in this case, you know, entire runways worth of bombers. And we will need everything that we can get out of this. And then further down, a couple of refineries by each of these Green Arm Mothers. Make sure we can get all the liftic that we can possibly get out of it. And then terps to flatten it out, so again, we're maximizing our yield. And I could, you know, flatten out all this terrain, get some more energy from the towers, but I just don't have the time. I need to get out here and get as much energy as I can and then just sort of move on. I don't think it will be worth going back and messing all that up later. We're just going to deal with the terrain as it is. And then we've got beacons. The initial batch of liftic before we get these up. And this, of course, is the key. The rocket pads, one of the biggest keys to this mission. Just every orbital we can get, a key part of the strategy. But until those get up, we'll use our liftic on these beacons, get those ready so they're not stealing it from the orbitals later on. And then we've got a bunch of sprayers over here. They're going to use whatever blue light we have and spawn out some anti-creeper. Snipers for later. And then, of course, more terps to terraform all of this down. This is where our defensive line is going to be. And an interesting thing about that is this would sort of be the standard area to begin. It's not particularly difficult to stop the creeper here, comparatively, of course. You get the flip breeder, you know, you stop them from getting into the crimson, you stop them from hitting the stash, but doing it back here, I mean, coming up this way, we can get another buried urn, and we can get no more creeper replication from these two breeder spots. So I'm going to be a little bit greedy and make that happen. Now we've got the creeper over here. It's come up to the second wall now. And you can see the wave action just beginning, and it's going to get worse. But it's sort of like shaking a bowl of jello here. You know, and as it proceeds and it slams into the next wall, it's almost like a slow motion whiplash. You slam on the brakes of your car. It's just the massive inertia. We are now coming... Oh, but yeah, we actually do have our energy now. Let's get moving. Let's release that urn. And that's going to go into build speed. Again, we want to get these up as quickly as possible to start getting orbitals going. That's going to be big. Now, we also want to begin at this stage to build some bombers. So we're going to send them along there. And that is the first runway worth. And then we're going to get this one ready. And they're not going to be supplied, but they are going to start fueling up. I do want to get my sprayers going. Of course, they're on always on. And we can start building them. And I think I'll hold off on the snipers. You can see these terps going. These aren't quite ready, most of them. They're coming. But yes, alright, now we're going to want mine production, fire rate, and range. That's what we're going to use the rest of them for. And I was going to earn some of the refineries and take advantage of the new patch ability to grab more liftic. But we really need every single thing we can get out of our conventional weapons. So we're not going to be able to do that. There are more urns further up the map, but by that point it won't really matter. There we go. More AC, looking good. Let's go ahead and ramp up these snipers. There we go. And there's our first launches. Our first bombers are heading off. And I think that's my cue. Nope, that's not what I want. I just want to select the squad around that runway. Let's turn them on. No supply, just turning them on. And then we'll grab this group and supply them and send them off. And yep, energy is really tight, so we're just gonna hold here. Of course, these building up as fast as they may. And probably secure now. So we'll go ahead and build you. Supply off. And as soon as we have the energy, we will send off this next group. We do also have micro rifts. One in here, one by the rift lab, one over here that we're building to facilitate better connections. I think you're ready now. particularly if I actually hit the button properly. There we go. And boom, boom, boom. All of this is pounding away. The fire rate makes such a difference in making those bombers more effective. Okay, you can go as well. Supply on, and now read on, building up. So we have our micro rifts. There we go. And this is almost done. How's this wall doing? Yep, this is about down. Okay, now we're going to take a pause. We're 6.5 minutes in, and we are going to set up our, for the bulk of the battle, our defenses. So, we want to reassign all of our bombers, and we want them to move over to this area. Because this is not in the dark zone. So, as the creeper expands into this area, we want to hit it here and destroy as much of it before it slams into our defensive wall there. So that's part one. And of course I'm dividing these into the squads so that they don't all have to refuel at once. There's constant bombing, and there's also not as much drain at one time on our resources. Terps, you can all move back, and then I'll fill in the snipers around here. The other thing I want to do is use the AC collection field, which thankfully also got some treatment to prevent some of the overflow issues in that first patch, because I'm going to use that to essentially suck a bunch of AC up right here and create an artificial wall for when the creeper thinks it's going to break through. So I'm interspersing a few sprayers in here. Whoops. Along with laying down all of these mortars. Then we're going to do another row of just solid mortars. And we'll build more, but this is just the starting point. And then with these pylons, I want to make sure we're connecting everywhere that we need to in this third row, so that we don't have any problems getting... Let's see, I think that's going to be about right. But getting ammunition to the front line. And let's see if that works. Meanwhile, I can just sort of inch forward a bit with some of these snipers. Get them in position. And this is for later, of course, when we start getting hit with eggs. We are in deficit at the moment. And I also like how these, the bombers have to fly way up over this. It's like, it actually takes them longer to reach the bombing targets because they have to reach the top of the pile of creeper. That'll be less of an issue later, but it's really kind of surreal there. Quite the aerial maneuver. Okay, yeah, energy's looking great again now. I think we just got a bunch of bombers refilled, so we'll go ahead and string across another row of mortars. Now, I think also we should have... Yeah, those are building now. Okay, we're going to do move speed to make our bombers more effective now. They'll be able to fly back and forth more quickly. And these are up now. So we'll start getting orbitals, and the build speed will no longer be a need for us. Another row of mortars. And we're going to put yet another one in behind them. You notice you place them here. You look at the range, they're not going to hit the creeper until it invades this area, but it's a backup plan. It's always very good to have a backup plan in these type of situations. Yeah, there goes the breeder. See, we're sitting at almost 6 million creeper. We are starting to lower it down, but only slowly. And once we get... this move speed up all the way, we'll really start hammering them more with the bombers. But at the same time, we're going to need all the help we can get from these mortars back here starting to tag it. Alright, how are we doing on those orbitals? Now, there's enough to do more than 3, but not quite enough for 4, the liftic that we're generating. We're getting close to our first ones, though. And, yep, very slowly going down now, the total creeper level. And this wall will last some while. 80%. In the meantime, there isn't really a whole lot for us to do. I can't advance forward. They're going to break through this wall at some points. And so this part of the map is kind of tedious. You just need to pound and pound and pound. Now for these orbitals, I'm not going to expend anything yet. But the primary reason I want them right now is damper, which freezes the wave in place, almost, and move very slowly. That'll keep it from overwhelming us while we pound it. And then later on, I'll want to use Singularity Conversion combo to, rip massive holes in it. We did, this initial part hit us, and then we pushed it back. So now, the wall is rebuilding, and all of that buys us time. The mortar wall essentially here helps buy us time. The damper orbitals buy us time, and the other stuff, the bombers and whatnot, just really got to wear this down, this massive amount of creeper. And just look at all these mortars just hitting and hitting, and the bombs dropping from the airplanes, and for the most part, it's largely getting shrugged off. I did not turn on my AC collection field. I forgot. Let's go ahead and make that happen now. Doesn't matter yet, but it will soon. There we go. Now you're spiking up that nice wall here that I want. Of course, nice wall here as well. 700 deep creeper, you don't say. Yes, and 70%. You can see the energy actually went slightly in deficit there again as we refill. So this is why I'm not running any more runways right now, because we need all of the energy we can get to just fuel this whole barrage. And you can see, again, the wave action deep here, but not as deep in here. So, like, there's sections of intense fighting, and there's sections where you're kind of okay. And these other two urns are much further on. We can't reach them yet. Wall is down to just under half. It's really stacking up over here. Look at that, 1,200. Good grief. $5 million. Still well over 5 million. So that's going to be down soon, and we're going to need to damper here. It's now spreading out more. But, I mean, it is going down. It just... boy, is it slow. I think we're about to break through here. Yep. Okay, we need to damper now. We've got another round of orbitals. So we need to save enough of these now that we can constantly keep it dampened. And these last about 30 seconds. Again, it doesn't completely stop it, but it mostly stops it. And so about every 25 seconds or so, I want to fire them. And we do have enough liftic, enough being produced, that we can constantly sustain this blockade. For as long as we need to. And we're going to need to for quite a long time. Of course, without this constant barrage from especially the mortars over here, this would not be enough. So we really need everything. And that's why when I tried doing it without the weapon upgrades... Oh, go ahead, I need to fire another one. I was a bit late with that one. But when I tried doing it without the weapon upgrades to try to earn the refineries, it just... there wasn't enough firepower, even with the orbitals, to hold it back. It just, the pressure became too much. So you really just need everything you can throw at it. Up, and there's our deficit hitting us again as we do some reloading and whatnot. And we'll fire another one. over here, our height, up into the several hundreds. So that's fun. We're doing well for the most part, but it is leaking through on the sides. Let's go ahead and hit another one. I would rather overuse these and be too cautious. It's like I could try to put up more weapons, go into a bit more deficit, but I don't think it's a really good idea. And again, periodic deficit, and then we pull out. Still pushing forward on the sides here. And we've got more orbitals in, but I don't dare like use a singularity or whatever just yet. And I don't think we have enough AC to take it on yet either. We just need to keep pounding. But okay, now it's receding a bit. Yeah. Now it's pushing back. I'm gonna hold off. Now it would take 6 to use a singularity conversion combo, and I have 7. That's too tight. I don't dare do... Oh, are we... Yeah, okay, we need to hit it again. We got a bit of a respite there, but now we're gonna stop it. Over 15 minutes in, and this is down to a whopping, you know, 4.5 million. We're getting a little bit more comfortable here, but there's just so much of this to destroy. How are we doing on the next round of orbitals? Okay, a little over halfway. You can see we're using all the bluite, we're using all of the liftic, and we don't have, you know, anything that we need on the other side of it in terms of the redon. Can't really do much with that. And how's our wall? It's about halfway. So, yeah, I think we just hold here. Look at this, like 1,200 or so. Very nice across there. And the progress continues. It's just taking time. Our depth over here, you know, there's not a lot. I mean, less than 200 depth. Back here, there's a lot more. So, you know, the sort of wave action is in our favor at this point. We've shoved a lot of the creepers, flowed back that way. It'll be back. It will most definitely be back. But not a lot of it is actually getting to the wall right now. Okay, now I feel comfortable in doing this combo. So what I want to do is I want to find the deepest spot. Looks like right around there. That's close enough. Of course, we can use these orbitals anywhere. Like we can use them even in the dark zone. So this spikes up, and it was already so deep that we're seeing the overflow, some of it turning into AC, and that's fine. Generally want to wait about 15 to 20 seconds after I fire the singularity. I find is a useful amount. It sucks in stuff around it. And then, right in the middle of that, conversion. Boom. That turns a whole bunch of it into AC. And now, all of a sudden, we have like half as much AC as they do Creeper. What's our levels at here? I think we're forward enough that I'm comfortable now sending the AC in on the attack to help us. Because they need to have some kind of presentable ratio in order to make that happen. So all of those, we're going to take off your AC collection. And then we're going to open the walls all the way across. Boom, boom, boom. We're going to let the AC... And once we eventually do attack, we're going to want it to keep flowing. So I'm just going to open them all. Right now. There we go. And you can see also that the... I mean, this is reverberating. But we've got more coming our way. And I'd like to move forward into here, but I don't know if we should. I'm going to give it a try. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? So what I want to do is just slide in a few pylons. You know, generally straight across from our existing ones, roughly. And then I'm not going to do a lot here, but I am going to push forward some of these rear mortars. So that, you know, they're just going to move forward. We're going to help. If it comes up to this wall again, we will have a little bit more concentrated firepower from the mortars. And of course, the bombers are just going to keep doing their thing. I'm not interested in moving a ton at once here. We can mass move mortars after we get the creeper on the run. We aren't there yet. But of course, the longer we keep it away, for example, for that breeder, then the better off we're going to be. Okay, we're up to 8. I think that's enough. I'm going to do another one. Particularly if I do it forward here. Let's see, what's the worst spot? Okay, so 200. Yeah, it's lower down there, I think. Yeah, that's about as high as it is anywhere. Let's just go ahead and hit it here. And of course, it's not going to collect so much because the bombers are around. But still, let's give this a whirl. There we go. That'll help. And now we're close to even, but we're not even yet. And it's still pressing forward. Even though we took this big chunk out of it, still pressing forward. Do have 2 left of our orbitals if we need them. How long till more? About halfway. Then of course we have the wave action going on with our own AC as well. We now have over half the AC that they do. Yep, and it's hitting us here. Let's go ahead and damper once. This may not be necessary. Let's just freeze this here. You know what? The wall is probably still going to hold. Yeah, that was probably a wasted orbital. Probably premature. Oh well. Yep. Now that it's all fading away, it definitely was. And almost 500 there. So there are still some fairly deep parts of this. And some more, you know, breeding here. But at least the AC keeps it from spreading out to breed over the whole area. That's a little bit of a small mercy. But this is too deep for me to just plow forward, again, as much as I may wish to do so. Let's see what this wave does to us. Under 2 million, though. So we have destroyed, not counting everything that's been, you know, breeding and everything that's coming off of this emitter. You can see the eggs are starting to mount. We have destroyed about 2/3 of the starting amount of creeper. I am going to get one more runway ready. Okay, we're up to 5 now. This is continuing to come our way. And the depth is reducing as it continues to get pounded. Now the mortar's really starting to get into the act. I think maybe once we throw this back, we'll be in better shape. And there's a point at which, you know, the rain is better than using the singularity conversion because you're not going to convert as much. I'm not really sure where that point is. But here we go. They're hitting our wall. And I think our wall is going to hold. I'm not going to damper again. Because I think this continued pounding, like, it's not so thick that we can't wear it down. But at a certain point, you're like, enough already. I want to move forward, but I can't. The creeper will not stop coming. And of course, now it's back on these areas and breeding even more. But the wall's still over half in place. So, you know, we're doing okay here. And our particular AC depth is still at 60, so it's not nothing. Although it's not nearly as big as this. Okay, and yeah, now it's starting to flow back again. Wall down to about a third now. Piling up. Almost to more orbitals. Let's see, where am I going to want to fire here in a minute? The next singularity. 60 some? Okay, there's a little bit here that's really a decent height. Yeah, let's hit that. And now we're starting to push it back again. So we did survive, you know, this group in here. Not by a lot, but we did. Now we have more than they do. I really think I want, at this point, to start trying... It's maybe a little bit hazardous, but let's just keep pushing out here more. I think it's time to gradually get a little bit more aggressive. And this AC over here, really starting to melt it. It didn't disappear nearly as fast because of the amount of pounding we gave it here. Under 1 million now. Yeah, okay. Now it is time for the counterattack to really start taking off. And I believe, yeah, that's eggs there. Okay. So, let us bring forward our snipers. And now I think the mass movement can happen. Attack! We have taken enough of all this creeper barrage. And we're not taking any more. Now, we're going to want to bring all of these eventually. We're going to want to bring all of the beacons eventually. It's time to bring all of our assets that we've been saving up. Some have not seen much action. And we're just going to throw forward. Because the creeper is headed backwards. And I think now I am done with using anything in the orbitals except for the rain. Any place where it looks like I'm stuck, I'm just going to throw rain at it. And see how that works. Snipers, you move forward. And just making sure nothing falls too far behind. Now I want another micro rift. I don't want to get lax on those. Looks like we're starting to bog down here. How deep is this? That's not that deep. Let's just get some more mortars in range. I think I just want to shorten up the routes here. Just a little bit. Maybe do something like that. Concentrate our fire more where that creeper actually is now. And I need more pylons forward for sure. Out advanced my energy just a bit. We've got enough of these. Let's hit there. And there. Keep on pushing. Oh, yeah. Now we're crushing them. Okay. Forward. And forward. That looks good. Snipers. We do have that new micro rift up. Happy to see that. Snipers forward. Beacons forward. And Terps forward. Okay, let's spread out our beacons a little. And then let's hit this area. More pylons. And continue across here. And now we're going to get some more urns. Just want to pull forward a couple snipers at a time. So let's also grab you. Okay, beacons. We need you to shine a light in here on this subject. So we're sort of blocked off. And here comes an egg. There came an egg. Took care of that. I did open this wall, right? Yes. Okay. Okay, let's get some connections up here. And let's see about nullifying... Nope, nullifying this. Because that should really open the door for us. Okay, we've got more rain. I'm just going to set one of them for now. I feel like saving more of them at the moment. And we're starting to power up now with our nullifier. I think we're going to lose some of these. Possibly. Nope, I think we pushed it back. There we go. There is light on the subject. And this is where our mortars, you see all these spores, but we don't care. They're just going to be absorbed by our AC. They might as well not even be there. This is where, though, our... I'm going to throw down another rain. Our terps are going to star. Let's get those up. Snipers. Pull you forward. This whole area is rough, and it's 1 through 5 is how the height works. So I'm just going to put a big brush, set it to the middle value, which is 3. And then we're just going to, I normally am not somebody who's, terraform a parking lot kind of player. But, whoops. Let's get this set right. There we go. But we're just going to move through here. And we'll need some more of it, probably up to about there. We'll see. And, just pave this. Just get everybody out of my way. Okay. We need to retarget our flyers. You all need to go over there and actually do something. And I think I'm at a point where I want to... It might be dangerous energy-wise. We'll see. But I'm going to invoke another set. I think we're probably moving forward enough. We've got enough orbital support. Speaking of which, another one launching. Turn you on. And you can come over here. And you can play. Okay. Forward. More pylons. Always more pylons. And then let's also throw up yet another micro rift. Let's also move forward our terps. Continue to push it back. We've got a significant deficit here while we're trying to fund more bombers. So I definitely don't want to get too crazy. But I can't afford just to push them back again with the rain. How much further do we have to go? Not that far. But we are going to need the beacons again soon now. So pretty much everybody is going to have to get involved here at the end. That's just kind of how this is going to work. Nope, I don't want the one... You know what? We're just going to move you all at once because you're being a little bit difficult. There we go. Very important to make sure we have balanced vision on all sides, so the creeper continues to be pushed back. Let's throw forward one more rain. And now we can see where our terraforming to end. So it's right about there. Then there's this ramp right at the end here that we're going to need to deal with. Snipers. Let's bring you forward. And always be pushing the mortars forward if we can. Okay. We need our aircraft to move forward even more. Looking pretty decent now. Okay, so beacons, show us the way. Show us how to break through. Now I do want to terraform up to level, let's see, I might want to go up to 10 because that's what it is above here, and I don't want to go that large. Let's one size above, because I don't want to fight with this ramp basically, so I want to terraform the whole ramp up to what the top of the ramp is, and that's also going to give us some more room to fight. Come on. There we go. And I'm going to throw down some more rain just to get them off our back. I want to pylon right up to the edge of this. And then those last two urns that I've forgotten to use, I'm going to throw them up on snipers that I'm going to stick right up there. Especially if I actually remember. Yeah, I got it. Okay. Let's move forward. We're just going to hop right up here. And they had a ramp here to prevent us, but we've just sort of disassembled it, because we didn't care too much for their obstacles. Okay, so you can move forward. Let's retarget again. You know what? I'm gonna just send all of you in a line now. And because they've gotten separated too much. And then split off a couple of squads here. There we go. Let's get a nullifier here. Knock out this dark tower. More snipers up. Got the two earned ones, but they could use some help. You can see the egg count going down. I don't need any more terps up here. I think I just want to make sure that I'm reasonably forward with my mortars. That's kind of a weird repositioning that could have been done better. Yeah, we might lose some there, but I don't really care. Push them back. Okay. Let's rain here, but boy, there's a ton over in that corner. Let's throw a conversion over in that corner. Not sure if that was worth it, but it was cool. I think I need to have pylon forward a bit more. I want to nullify these spore launchers so they can shut up with their stupid eggs. Okay, and pretty much everything else is gone now. So now I want all of my bombers. Every single last one, you target there. You target only there. And then, okay, we don't have any more orbitals at the moment. So I just want to get this nullifier in place. You see there's eggs up there. So I should... You know what? I should just terraform up a quick tower and knock those out. Let's do that. Let's go up to 20. Let's just slop like here. And say here. Okay, we'll make it slightly bigger. Bring up some of you so we can actually get in range to do it. Because I don't think those eggs are going to go away. They're just sort of... There's constant fighting there. So we're going to throw some snipers up there, knock out those eggs. That should be the end of this. Although maybe I can just go around behind. Let's try that too. Let's just sort of multitask this. Can I nullify from here? No, it's too far away. I'd have to get up on top of here. In order to do that, I'd get smacked. Okay. Then we'll just throw you right up there, and we will throw you right up there. We'll give those eggs a piece of our mind, and as soon as they're gone, this will be an easy nullify. There we go. Not working. Okay. Yeah, we're pounding this, but it's still there. Okay. We are going to rain twice. We're going to hit you with whatever we have to, because you're going down. Then we just need to get close enough with some energy. Can't even see where I am. There we go. Is that really not going to connect? I can't even see if that pylon's going to connect when it's done. It doesn't look like it will. No, it's not forming. It's too close to it is what it is. We'll put it there. Fine. Wherever it has to be, we will put it. Because this will not stand. Yeah, it looks like I've got to, like, throw up a tower there next to it or something. Weird that I'm having that much trouble connecting. It must be the angle. In any case, this is finally about to go down. Of course, we've got the reclaim, and we're just nullifying the final enemy. Didn't really need to do that to win, but you have to finish almost the whole level. In terms of, like, you reclaim, like, 95% of it. So, you know. There's just not a whole lot of worrying about it. Nullifier is up. We just need to build it now. Give it the energy. And the worst emitter we have yet seen goes down. That has been the wave. So, what'd you think of this map? Too much of a slog? Did you enjoy it? What should I have done differently? I'm sure I definitely made some mistakes here. Go ahead and let me know all that stuff down in the comments. And of course, what map or maps you would like to see next in Creeper World. Till then, thanks for watching, everybody.